The morning sunlight streamed through the blinds of Jasmine Carter's apartment in downtown Atlanta. Her phone buzzed non-stop on the nightstand. Half awake, she reached for it. 10 text alerts from her bank. Withdrawal of $5,000, withdrawal of $8,000, withdrawal of $4,000. Her heart froze. She quickly unlocked her banking app. The numbers blurred before her eyes. Her account balance read $0. What? She gasped, sitting up, trembling. She had worked 7 years as a nurse, saving every bonus, every overtime hour. $40,000, gone in one night. She called the bank immediately. "Ma'am," the agent said, "these withdrawals were done using your card and correct PIN." "My card." "But it's right." Jasmine paused. Her wallet was empty. Her card was gone. That's when her mind flashed to yesterday afternoon. Her mother, Evelyn, had stopped by. They had tea in the kitchen, and Jasmine had briefly left her purse on the counter. Her throat tightened. "No," she whispered, shaking her head. She wouldn't. But deep down, she already knew the truth. Jasmine drove straight to her mother's small brick house in South Atlanta, her hands gripping the steering wheel like claws. The front door was open, gospel music playing inside. "Mom!" she shouted as she stepped in. Evelyn appeared from the kitchen, wearing her robe and humming. "Hey, baby. You look upset. Where's my ATM card?" Jasmine demanded. Her mother blinked slowly. "Oh, that. I borrowed it last night." "Borrowed? You withdrew all my money. $40,000, Mom." Evelyn folded her arms calmly. "I needed to fix the roof before it caved in. And your brother Marcus's business needed a boost. Family comes first, Jasmine." Jasmine's voice cracked. "You didn't even ask me." Evelyn's tone hardened. "You're always acting like money matters more than blood. You wouldn't understand what it means to sacrifice." "Sacrifice?" Jasmine shouted. "You stole from me." The neighbors peeked out through their curtains as Jasmine stormed out, tears streaming down her face. She had never felt so betrayed. That evening, Marcus showed up at Jasmine's apartment, slamming the door behind him. "You made Mom cry," he snapped. "She stole my life savings, Marcus." He scoffed. "You're selfish. Always thinking about yourself. She did it for family." Jasmine stared at him in disbelief. "You knew." He shifted uncomfortably. "She told me after. I just thought you'd understand. I mean, you've got a good job." "Are you serious?" she interrupted. "You both took advantage of me." "Don't be dramatic," Marcus muttered. "We'll pay you back." "When?" she demanded. Silence. He didn't answer. He just walked out, leaving the door open. That night, Jasmine sat on the floor, hugging her knees. It wasn't just the money that broke her. It was realizing her own family saw her as a wallet, not a daughter or sister. 2 days later, Jasmine sat at her kitchen table surrounded by unpaid bills. Her rent was due, her car loan pending, and she had no emergency funds left. The weight of it all crushed her. Her best friend Tasha stopped by after work. "Girl, what's going on? You look like you haven't slept." Jasmine told her everything, voice trembling. Tasha's jaw dropped. "Your mama what?" "Oh no. You're filing a report." "I can't do that to her," Jasmine whispered. "She's my mother." Tasha leaned forward. "And you're her daughter, not her victim. If she really loved you, she wouldn't have put you in this mess." Jasmine's tears spilled over. "It just feels wrong." "Wrong is stealing from your child," Tasha replied firmly. For the first time, Jasmine felt the anger turning into something sharper, resolve. The next morning, Jasmine met with a fraud investigator at the bank's downtown branch. The man, wearing glasses and a tight smile, flipped through her file. Miss Carter, since the transactions were done with your physical card and correct PIN, they are legally authorized. Unless you can prove theft, we can't recover the funds. Jasmine's voice cracked. But I didn't do them. He sighed. If you believe someone stole it, you need to file a police report. She stared at the floor. That someone is my mother. The man looked uncomfortable. I'm sorry. The law doesn't make exceptions for family. Jasmine walked out of the bank into the hot Atlanta sun, clutching her empty wallet. For the first time in her life, she felt utterly powerless. 2 weeks passed. Jasmine avoided phone calls and barely ate. One evening, she found an envelope under her door, her mother's handwriting. Jazz, I know you're angry, but I did what I had to do. You'll understand when you have children. Marcus needed that money more than you did. Stop being bitter. Love, Mom. Jasmine tore the letter in half, shaking with rage. You'll understand one day. Those words felt like poison. Evelyn didn't see it as theft. She saw it as entitlement. Tasha called later that night. You okay? No, Jasmine whispered. She's not even sorry. Then stop protecting her, Tasha said quietly. Protect yourself. By the end of the month, Jasmine's car insurance lapsed. Her landlord left a notice on her door. Pay in 7 days or vacate. She sat on her couch that night, staring at the eviction paper, her body numb. The TV played quietly, some cheerful ad about family dinners, but all she heard was her mother's voice saying, "Family comes first." Tasha arrived with groceries. Girl, you can't sit in the dark forever. I lost everything, Jasmine whispered. No, you didn't, Tasha replied. You still have yourself, and we're going to get your money back. Jasmine shook her head. It's not about the money anymore. It's about trust. And that's gone. At the hospital, Jasmine tried to bury her pain in work. One night, after a long shift, she sat in the break room staring at her cold coffee. A man in a gray shirt and badge walked in. Rough night, he asked. She looked up. You have no idea. He smiled kindly. Daniel Miller, Social Work Department. Over the next few days, Daniel's quiet presence became a comfort. He'd bring her coffee, ask about her patients, and sometimes just sit nearby when she didn't feel like talking. One night, she finally broke down and told him everything. My mom emptied my account. My brother helped her. I can't even pay rent now. Daniel listened without interrupting. When she finished, he said softly, sometimes love and manipulation wear the same face. You deserve peace, Jasmine. His words lingered long after he left. The next week, Daniel stopped by her unit during lunch. I talked to a friend who's a legal advisor. He said you can file a report for unauthorized withdrawal, even if it's family. Jasmine hesitated. I don't want to destroy her. You're not destroying her, Daniel said. You're defending yourself. That night, Jasmine sat at her small dining table with the police report form open on her laptop. Her hands trembled as she typed her mother's name. When she hit submit, she exhaled like she'd been holding her breath for years. She whispered, I'm sorry, Mom, but I need my life back. It didn't take long for the neighborhood to find out. At church, Evelyn told everyone her daughter had turned against her own blood. Jasmine became the subject of whispers. Tasha called to warn her. Girl, folks are saying you put your mama in handcuffs. She's the one who stole from me, Jasmine said, exasperated. Daniel met her at a cafe that evening. Public opinion changes fast, he said. Stay calm. Truth always wins slower, but stronger. Jasmine nodded, tears filling her eyes. I just never thought love could feel like this. A month later, Marcus showed up unexpectedly at her door. "Can we talk?" he asked. Jasmine folded her arms. "About what?" "My stolen savings." He sighed. "Look, I messed up. I thought my business would take off, and I could pay you back before you noticed. Mom only wanted to help." Jasmine's voice shook. "You convinced her to do it." He looked down. "Yeah, I did. I thought I could fix things for all of us." "By destroying me," she snapped. He wiped his eyes. "I'm sorry, Jazz." She closed the door quietly behind him. Some apologies come too late. Months later, the case reached the courthouse. Evelyn sat at the defendant's table in a floral dress, looking fragile. Jasmine took the stand, voice trembling as she recounted every withdrawal. The prosecutor asked, "Did your mother have permission to access your funds?" "No, sir." Evelyn stood up suddenly. "I did it for her own good. I raised that girl." The judge banged his gavel. "Mrs. Carter, sit down." After an hour of testimony, the judge delivered his verdict. Evelyn Carter was guilty of unauthorized withdrawal and ordered to repay part of the funds. Evelyn cried silently, whispering, "You'll regret this." But Jasmine didn't. Not anymore. Outside the courthouse, reporters snapped photos. Tasha hugged her. "You did it." Jasmine nodded weakly. "Then why does it hurt so much?" "Because you still love her," Tasha said softly. That night, Jasmine sat on her bed staring at the restitution order. Even with the ruling, she knew most of the money was gone for good. But something inside her had shifted. She had finally chosen herself. She whispered to the empty room, "This is where healing begins." Daniel helped Jasmine find a small apartment in a quiet suburb. On weekends, they'd take walks through the park, talking about life and second chances. One afternoon, he said, "You know, forgiveness doesn't mean you have to forget." Jasmine smiled faintly. "I'm learning that." She began therapy, rebuilt her savings, and opened a new account at a different bank. For the first time in months, she slept without fear. Her therapist told her, "Sometimes peace comes after the storm, not before." Jasmine finally believed it. Months later, Jasmine received a letter, this time from Marcus. "Jazz, Mom's in the hospital. She wants to see you. Please come." She almost didn't go, but her heart wouldn't rest. When she arrived, Evelyn was lying weakly in bed, oxygen tubes in her nose. "Jazz," she whispered, "I thought I was helping. I didn't know I'd lose you." Tears filled Jasmine's eyes. "You didn't lose me, Mom. You just broke me. But I'm healing now." Evelyn's eyes softened. "I'm proud of you, baby, even if it took all this to see it." Jasmine held her hand, both women crying quietly. A year later, Jasmine stood in front of her new home, her first mortgage, her own little victory. Daniel joined her, handing her the keys. "You did it, Jazz," he said with a smile. She looked at the house, then at him. "No, we did." The wind rustled through the trees, gentle and full of promise. Inside, she placed her old empty wallet on a shelf as a reminder that love can wound, but strength rebuilds. And this time, her peace was something no one could ever withdraw again.